I'm Autumn Rook, and I teach in the Organizational Leadership Department, and I'm here to talk about why you should use Blackboard Retention Center. But my big question for you is why not use Blackboard Retention Center? Because it is there, it's already set up. You just can go click on it, and it will show you all the information I'm going to talk about today. And anything that you want to change in it, if you have something specific that you want to look for, is very easy just by making a few clicks. So here's what Retention Center does for you. It lets you track student progress and activity. It uses early warning rules to notify you when students either have missed work, they're underperforming, they fail to access the course. So you can just imagine how helpful this will be when it comes time to do academic early alerts, as well as just be able to have a quick glance if you have particular students who are really struggling or falling behind, and many times just being at their own fault of just not doing assignments or not getting on Blackboard, and maybe just a little nudge from you through an email might get them back on track. So again, like I said, there's no setup. It's easy to find in your control panel on the left-hand side of the course, and you just go under evaluation and it's there. You can also access it from the top on your Blackboard. And of course, if you take the module, you'll be able to learn all of that as well. So here's what Blackboard has in it. It has a risk table which will list the students who have outstanding alerts. The table contains course activity. It has a list of students who are being monitored, and it has any additional alerts that you want to be monitored. So again, you can customize this, or you can choose to use just the default settings that are set by Blackboard. So here are the defaults that are already in there. Like I said, if you open it up, these are the ones you're going to see already set in there, but easily you can change these, change the numbers in these, or completely add new rules as well. So first one is the activity rule. So the way it's set up now is if you, it'll show you if their activity in the last week is 20% below the course average's activity, it will give them an alert, which is just a little red dot by their name. Again, you can change that to something different. It doesn't have to be a percent below the average. It could just be, you could set a number, or you can change that from 1 week to a different number of weeks. The course access rule, if they have not accessed the class in more than 5 days, it will give them an alert. Again, you can change that number. The default grade rule, so if their grade is 25% below the class average, then it will give them an alert. But you can also set that as a set grade. So you can say if their grade is below a 70%, give them an alert. So again, it doesn't have to always be based on the class average. If they've missed deadlines, and you can change the number of days this defaults to if they've missed them at all by 0 days, and if they've at least missed one deadline. So maybe you're okay with one, maybe you want to change your alert to 2 deadlines or something like that. But again, these can easily be modified by using the Customize option. So here's kind of what it looks like if you open up your Retention Center. And of course, there's a little bit more down at the bottom, but it'll have all of your students listed there, and you can see all of our 4 default settings. And then if they have not met that particular default setting, then they get a little red dot. It doesn't tell you what the problem was, just that it hasn't met that setting, that particular risk. And then over on the far right, those are the students that you've chose to monitor yourself. So maybe for academic early alerts, you want to select athletes or anybody else that you need to report on each time. You can automatically add those over to the side and easily be able to see how they're doing with each of those 4 different criteria. You can also unmonitor them. So let's say you have a student who has some problems, they're starting to do really well, so you don't need to monitor them anymore. You can take them off of there very easily. So that's what the page looks like. So once they have a little dot there showing that they have a risk factor, you can click on their student's name and it will tell you the details of that particular one. So if they've missed deadlines, it will show you the specific number of assignments they've missed the deadlines on and what the specific assignment is, and so on. So you can kind of see, first it just tells you if they have one, click on it, and then it'll tell you the specifics of that particular problem that they're having. You can also, again, like I said, you can actively monitor students over there on the right. At any point, if you want to notify them, there's a little notify button, and you just click on that, and it'll send them an email. If you want to notify all students who have a particular alert, let's say that they have not been on in the last 5 days, you can click and it will notify all the students that haven't met that particular factor. So there's lots of different ways to email students from there. You can also add a note. So maybe you've sent them an email about the problem that they're having, and you just want to make a note. I sent an email on this date to inform them of this. There's also a risk bar, which is kind of a quick glance at how many students are at risk. And so you can just click on that, and it'll give you the details of the students and what the problems are, what risks they have. And you can also see there's a notify button, so you can email all of them at one time saying, you know, I've noticed you're having some problems in the class. You might want to step it up or something, however you want to talk to them. So here's kind of how to use that bar. You can click on that number, and it will show you, you know, again, the details of what kind of risk, which one of the things they haven't met. Now down at the bottom, which you didn't see, but it's kind of like a table for you as a faculty member. You saw all of the results for them, but this kind of tells you what kind of course activity you have within your course, such as all the activities and assessments and other graded activities, the amount of interaction and collaboration that you're doing with the students. Also, if you're sending announcements or not, it'll let you know when the last time you sent one was. So you can kind of make sure that you're doing your part as far as communicating with students. And also any changes in the course design. So if you added something new to the course, you know, a week ago, it'll tell you that you've done that as well. So again, there's no setup. It's there. Go out and try it. Use it. The module will give you the details more about, you know, how to change some of those settings and that type of thing. But it's not hard. You just click on that customize button, and you'll be able to see it easily when you go into Retention Center, and you can change all of those. So I highly recommend you give it a try. Thanks for your time.